In a world full of podcasts, you have choices. Make yours count. Don't miss out. Tech Pop Boom. Hey, welcome to Tech Pop Boom. Today's show, we're going to talk about some TV shows. We're going to talk about some tech. We're going to talk about whatever's on our mind. So let's start the show. Brandon, what have you been up to since the last time I have spoken to you, besides shoveling snow?
Yeah, not much. I live in a condo, so I do not have to shovel snow.
The day we're recording this show, it's Snowmageddon, the first snowfall of the year, and it's been snowing all day. And I don't know how much what the total is, but I just went out and snowblowed my driveway, and I'd say it was a few inches, not bad, but it was that really wet, heavy snow.
Oh, the wet, heavy one? Ooh.
Yeah, so I did that, and I did my driveway, which I have a very, very long driveway. And then I was nice. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did the sidewalks on 6 houses of my side of the street and the 6 houses on the opposite side of the street. So my fat butt is tired.
I bet. I'm just shocked that it's so much snow. I'm like, man, I first it went from a snow advisory. At first it was like not a snow advisory. It said, okay, winter storm watch. Then it said, okay. Then it went to a snow advisory. I was thinking, okay, great. It's not going to be any snow. And all of a sudden this morning, my phone is going off like crazy because it's saying winter storm warning. When did we get from a snow advisory to a winter storm warning? Shoot, I didn't get that part.
It didn't start getting until a really heavy snow until maybe around, late in the afternoon. But at any rate, I'm sure this is not very interesting.
For people that's in Florida who don't have to deal with snow, yeah, that's right. They're probably like, what are they talking about? We don't know what snow is.
Yeah, no one cares about the snow. All they want to know is they don't have to deal with it. So
yeah.
Anyway, that's snow. What have you been watching any new shows? What's the latest show you're watching?
The latest show right now is actually Man in the High Castle. What
episode are you currently on?
Now I'm on currently number 8.
Oh, you're a dick. You're a dick. I'm on number 5. I'm thinking I'm proud of myself. Yeah, bastard. There's no way you can get past number 5, and you're on 8.
I'm on 8.
Man, it must be nice to have all the time in the world.
I just finished 8. So I think I just finished 8 because 9 would have been my next one, and then there's only 10, which shocked me. I mean,
there's only 10.
There's only 10. I didn't know there was 10. I was thinking it was 13 or something. So I'm almost done with it.
Yeah, wow. I like it. I watched episode 5 was the last one, and I was falling asleep as I watched it, so I know I had to stop. But I gotta say, it's totally holding my attention. I think it's really. I mean, my God, that's just very well done. You know.
Very well, very, 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 very. Oh, I gotta agree because I was like, okay, now I see why it took them a year to do this. So,
yeah,
I was like, wow. But no, I'll have to on our last episode, I'll have to give my full review because I'm almost at the end and it's getting interesting. I don't know where they're gonna end it because I haven't seen the ending yet, but. I like it so far. I think it's. Yeah.
I do too.
I wish I could tell you what's, but we'll do the spoiler. We'll let everyone watch it, and then I'll do a spoiler alert, and I'll say, okay, if you've seen it yet, okay, go past this part. But I also. Go ahead.
I was going to say, besides that one, there's a Jessica Jones on Netflix, which I haven't watched, but I'm really looking forward to seeing that one also.
Yeah, I haven't seen me neither, because I was like, let me finish Man in the High Castle first. And then that is my next one after that, and then I was going to start Walking Dead, but now I guess I got Jessica Jones. So
yeah, Jessica Jones, it shouldn't take this as fast as you watch those shows. You should get through it pretty quick.
Yeah, I got through Daredevil pretty quick. Daredevil was interesting, so I just kept on going and going. But man, I was thinking about. Now it's up to. I know the last podcast we were saying that we were going to do the Amazon shows this one, but it's up to you if you want to just. You think it would run really late if we did the Amazon shows or not?
I don't think so. But before we get into the Amazon, I can't talk. Before we get into the shows on Amazon, I wanted to bring up one show that was just recently released on Netflix.
Okay.
And I don't know if you caught it or not. Have you watched Masters of None on Netflix? You haven't watched that one?
No.
It's a new show that just was released on Netflix. It's a Netflix exclusive, and I mentioned it on this podcast a few episodes back. It's called Masters of None, and it stars the guy he was on Parks and Recreation. His name is Aziz something. I can't pronounce his last name. I'd murder it. But he's an Indian actor. He's a comedian, and he's very funny. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
No. I'm about looking it up right now.
Well, you're gonna. Yeah, this is something you're gonna want to watch. This is something I really think. Well, I think you're gonna like. I mean, you may not love. It's not Breaking Bad epic, but it's fun. It started off, kind of touch and go for me, and then by halfway through the season, I'm like, this is really, really good.
Oh, it's about a
surprise. He's like an actor.
Yeah.
Basically, he's not a big stretch for him. He's playing a comedian slash. Actually, maybe he's not a comedian. He's an actor on the show. And the big thing on the show, because he's an Indian actor, all his friends on the show are for the most part. He has like a couple Indian characters. He has an Asian character. There's one of his good friends hanging out with is a gay black woman, and then there's one white guy. He's like a doofus. So it's like a reversal of every other show. All the characters in the show are like minorities.
Okay.
But it's getting a lot of praise for that. And there's one episode where they talk about how, Hollywood portrays Indians as stupid party store type people. But anyways,
really?
it's very good. Although that being said, I don't know if I'm giving anything away or not, but I really didn't like the way that it ended. But
okay.
That being said, I can't let that ruin the experience of the show. I thought the show was good. His mom and dad on the show are his true, real mom and dad, and you can tell because they're terrible actors. But it's still it's fun. It's done in a fun way, not in a overly dramatic type of way.
Okay.
But yeah, so if you have an opportunity, and you should, because there's only 10 episodes, and you fly through those things like nothing at all. So make a note of that, Brandon. Masters of
I just did.
Only because it's new is why I'm saying it.
Okay. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to, since we're on Netflix, I finished Dark Matter, okay, which is on the Sci-Fi channel, but it's also on Netflix too. But, and I have to admit that the way that ended, I almost can't wait for the second season. And I don't have the Sci-Fi channel, but if I could get the Sci-Fi channel somehow, which I probably can, on, I think, what's that app that does a la carte TV shows? I forgot.
Sling TV.
Sling TV. If it's on Sling TV, I would probably get the Sci-Fi channel because I want to see what happens next.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was interesting. And yes, I also finished Jane the Virgin. Okay, yes. I mean, the reason why I watched that show is only for this show too. But I thought, well, you know what? Let me give this show a chance, because I don't like not giving shows chance. Because I mean, people, I hate when people cut off shows. I mean, not people, but myself. If I cut off shows in the middle and then go, oh my God, that was and people say, oh, this is great, and and I never watched. The whole thing. Writers, it might take a second to get somewhere, but once you get to the end, it might be wonderful. Like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is so slow for me.
Yeah,
it's so
it's
slow,
a slow build
but
up.
it ends like awesome. Like you're like, oh, and it's well worth the wait. Then you go back and rewatch it, and then you can see everything that you were like, oh, okay, I get it.
Speaking of which, this reminds me, there was a show. Do you know the show Sons of Anarchy?
Yeah, I've seen it. I haven't clicked on it to watch it. I've never seen an episode of it.
It's a show on FX, I believe. The creator, that show wound up a few years back. It finished its course, whatever. And the main guy who was like the main writer, actor, or whatever, the main guy of that show, Sons of Anarchy, had recently released, and I don't know if it's wound up or not, but anyway, there's a show he just released on FX called The Bastard Executioner. Do you know anything about that show?
No.
Well, I forgot. Kurt Sutter, and he's married to Katie Sagal. And Katie Seagal was in Sons of Anarchy, and she's also apparently in this Bastard Executioner. But the Sons of Anarchy was a very popular show. A lot of people liked it.
Yeah.
It was people always talked about it. The websites always went back and went through the episode with a fine tooth comb, and it made a lot of headlines. So, before this Bastard Executioner show had come out, it made some headlines like, "Hey, this is this new show. Check this out." And then I watched the very first episode when it came out. I watched, I'd say 15. If I even made it 20 minutes, I said, "You know what? No, I'm not." It was just boring and stupid. So I turned it off, and apparently everyone else did too, because the guy Kurt Sutter, who wrote the show, he said that he's not doing another season because no one's watching it, no one likes it. So he said, no one else is watching it, why should I continue?
Yeah.
And so he said he's pulling out and he's not going to do another, but he did it himself. It wasn't the network that did it. He did it himself. He said, I'm not going to continue creating a show that no one's watching.
Right.
So I thought that was interesting.
Interesting, because if no one's, I mean, like, I watched the very first, when I was watching Jane the Virgin, yes, I know it's a girl show, but, hey, why should girls watch shows, guys watch shows? Yeah, I just watch the show to watch the show, okay, to see where they're going, which I think that show is interestingly done very perfectly with all the narration. It's called intrusive narration, where the guy's talking sometimes.
What show are you talking about?
This is a Jane the Virgin. I like the way it's done. It's kind of cool. So I was watching it for that really than the show, because I didn't the drama stuff. Yeah, okay. I was like, this is actually really, because you just have to watch it to see. But like when you get the texts or like how what she's thinking is on the screen. It's kind of interesting.
And what channel is this on? What network?
This would be on the CW. They're on season 2 right now, but I'll wait for it to go on Netflix to watch on season 2. So I'm not gonna. That's really it about Jane the Virgin. I watched it, I liked it, and I'll wait for it to come on Netflix to watch the second season. So.
I recently watched a movie. It was Ant-Man. I'm sure you haven't seen Ant-Man.
No, I haven't seen Ant-Man. No.
Yeah, I watched it, and it's funny. There's a guy I work with. I started watching, and for whatever reason, I like superhero movies. So that was one I didn't get a chance to see at the show, and I wanted to see because it's a Marvel superhero movie, just like the Jessica Jones show we just talked about. Is also a superhero show on Netflix. At any rate, I was going to get ready to watch Ant-Man, and he sent me a text saying, "Dude, you're in for that looks so stupid. Just the whole the trailer for that movie looked dumb. It looks stupid. It's a waste of time." And I thought, "What are you talking about? It looks good. It's a superhero movie. How bad can it be?" I tell you what, it was pretty bad.
It was really bad.
I mean, it wasn't. It wasn't. I mean, yeah, it was a stupid. It was fun. But it was stupid. It was fun, stupid. The whole idea. I don't know if you know the premise of the movie. This guy, basically it turns into an ant. He shrinks to the size of an ant, and he basically that doesn't necessarily fight crime, but without no sense continuing a long conversation about a silly movie. But I saw Ant-Man. I mean, if you're a really big hardcore Avengers. Captain America, superhero movie fan, go check it out. But if you're kids, I'm sure kids would probably love Ant-Man just because it's so silly. It's probably meant for kids and hardcore super fans. But everyone else, I mean, I wanted to see it because I've seen every other stupid Marvel movie. I figured, well, I want to check this one out too. I can't. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it unless you're a hardcore superhero fan.
Okay, so it's that bad.
No, it wasn't bad. It's fun for people. It's made for. But I mean, I went in knowing it was a movie about a guy who shrinks to the size of an ant and actually rides an ant as if it was like a flying horse or something like that. So that if you take that into consideration, how good could it possibly be?
Right.
So it was about as good as you would think it would be, which is just say it wasn't very good.
It wasn't very, yeah. I know some movies like that that are if you're hardcore, but it's like nah, I don't want to watch it. Yeah. So
if you want to, we can kind of just go quickly over the Amazon shows.
Okay,
That being said, I haven't watched all of them. There's a few I haven't watched.
Okay.
And I don't know that I even. Maybe I will. I don't know. But
Okay.
Go ahead. I'll just give you my 2 cents, and you bring up the show, and I'll give you my 2 cents on it. And if I haven't seen it, I'll tell you we haven't seen it. We can go back and discuss it later.
And we'll do it on the next one. Okay, let me go find the list. Hold on for a second.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen them all except the kid shows. I didn't watch any other cartoons, so.
You know what? I did, and
oh, good. Okay, good. I knew you would.
Only because of my. I didn't watch them all. I watched 1 or 2. You go through it and I'll tell which ones I saw.
Okay. Let me get the list.
Yeah.
Hold on. It's 1 second. Trying to find it.
I got it right here. Let's go. I got it.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. A couple of the shows. I'll mention the show, and you tell me if you saw it. Well, you saw all of them. I didn't see all of them.
Yeah.
I'll mention. Anyway, let's start with this one. Did you watch One Mississippi?
Yes, I did.
First of all, before you get into your critique, I gotta say I went into this thinking. I just didn't think I'd like it. I didn't think much of it just by the description and what I thought it was going to be. But I got to be honest, this is the one I like the most.
You like this one the most?
Yes, I did. Very much so.
I thought you'd hate this one because
so did I. I thought I would too. Absolutely honest. I thought I would hate this one, but I didn't.
No.
I thought it's got the characters in the show are really good. Do you want to give a once over about what it's about? One Mississippi.
Yes, it's about.
Actually, I'll read the description.
Okay, you can read the description. Go ahead.
The description on Amazon, it reads, a dark comedy loosely inspired by Tig Notaro's life. One Mississippi follows Tig as she navigates a complex re-entry into her childhood, hometown in Mississippi, to deal with the unexpected death of her much-loved mother. Reeling from her own recently declining health, Tig struggles to find her footing with the loss of the one person who actually understood her. So this is the pilot episode. And these shows that we're talking about, they're not full seasons. Amazon does this thing where they do a pilot season, and they'll release a handful of new shows, and they want viewers to watch these shows. They're called pilots, and kind of critique them and give them feedback and let them know what you like, what you didn't like, and whatever shows get the best feedback, they give into full seasons, which it was what happened with Man in the High Castle. We talk about Man in the High Castle almost every episode.
Yeah.
That show was released last year at this time, and it was just releasing the full season as of this past week. So that's what these shows we're talking about right now. That's what these are. They're not full seasons. They're just one episode. So there's a lot of these shows that won't go into full seasons, but I think this is one I would enjoy watching. I think this is right along the lines of that show. That guy who cross-dresses. I think it was kind of similar to that, kind of the same vibe.
I
gotta say, I like this one. I like the guy who played, I guess it would be her stepfather.
Oh, yeah.
Just really, really weird and quirky, and she had a brother, and she's a lesbian, and she just had, I don't want to give anything away, but I've been talking. What is your 2 cents?
Okay. My 2 cents of this is, okay. And I came out the same way you did. I thought I was going to hate this. So it was my last one I watched because I said, okay.
It was my first one.
Okay, it was your first one. It was my last one. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go. As I looked at the descriptions, I'm like, okay, this will be my last one because I don't know if I'm going to like this one. But in the very beginning, I was like, okay. So I was doing something else as it's on my TV. Do you know I stopped what I was doing to continue watching it? Because I was like, this is getting interesting, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, especially when they go to feed the cat. I think that's where I stopped, where they were like, hey, what do you mean? You're going to leave and feed the cat? Yes, at 5 o'clock, at whatever, I got to feed the cat. Yeah. And so she's sitting there, and, she's waiting, and she's thinking, she's calling the nurse every 5 seconds.
Let me explain for people listening.
Okay. Yeah, sorry.
The scene is, this character, she found out her mother died unexpectedly. And the main character of the show, her name is Tig, T-A-G, Tig. She's, I don't know, anyway, it doesn't matter. She flew in for the funeral, and she just had breast cancer. So she's still very sick. She's just recovering from breast cancer, so she's not fully recovered yet.
Yeah.
And she feels lousy herself. She's depressed. She's sad. Her mother wasn't, she hadn't been sick. Her mother just died unexpectedly. And she flies in, and the first thing she does is she goes to the hospital where her mother's dying. She's not dead yet, but she's dying. And the stepfather, her stepfather, her mother's current husband, real quirky, really weird character. And as soon as the main character flies in to see her mother in the hospital bed, the stepfather says he has to leave because he has to feed the cat.
Yeah.
Very, very cold. This guy's very cold. And she's like, are you kidding me? I just got here. Your wife is dying. And she's, well, my cat's on a very strict diet. And he doesn't eat at a certain time. So that's what happened. And it just kind of goes from there. The characters are very interesting. Yes. And I thought the story was interesting. And you felt something.
That's what did it. Is the characters were very interesting. That's what made it. That's what made it. Because if it had been bad characters but good show, it had been the same story. I think it would have been that story would have sucked. But she draws you in, and then you're like, okay, why? Yeah, is where she's starting to think and about her, and then when the girlfriend comes. That's when she draws you in more. I expected to hate this. I actually liked it. I was like, I could do.
So Ted. One Mississippi was a thumbs up.
That was a buy. See,
I
give it a buy, not buy, because
let's kind of go through some of these because this could be a long show.
Okay, go ahead.
The next one, I'm sure you didn't watch, but I'm just going to go in as I see them here. There's a cartoon called "If You Give a Mouse a Cookie." Now, I'm sure you didn't watch this, Brandon, but for anyone that may be listening that has kids knows that If You Give a Mouse a Cookie is a very popular book. It's a classic. And they turned the book into a cartoon series. I don't know how they would continue the whole series on this premise. I thought it was cute. It was a cute cartoon. My son didn't love it. My son typically likes things with cars or action and, like when I'm... But it's a cute TV show, or rather, it's a cute cartoon. I could see this being picked up only because it has name recognition. Just like there's a cartoon last year where it was based on a book, Stinky and Dirty. Those are real popular books. And my son, I'm still waiting for that show. It's been a year. It's been over a year. And I'm still waiting for that show to be released. At any rate, so If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, out of all the cartoons, this was the only one worth watching. The other one, but you know what? That being said, I haven't watched the other one, so that shame on me for saying that. But I'm from the description. That's my thought based on the description. But If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, cute. Although my kid didn't like it. Next show, Edge. Did you watch The Edge?
Yes, I watched Edge. Yes. I like this one a lot.
I did not. I thought this was an hour too long. This song was just. I thought it was lazy. I thought it was a cool premise, but it's the same premise in so many movies. And it's a cowboy, it's a western.
Yeah.
And let me read the description before we go further, so people know what we're talking about.
Okay.
The show is called Edge, and let me extend. Okay, the description on the Amazon site for the Edge reads as follows: Missouri, 1865. Josiah Hedges, a.k.a. Edge, returns home from the Civil War to discover his closest comrades in arms have betrayed him. Sparking a bloody reign of vengeance, a mysterious beauty crosses Edge's path, and together they'll discover a dark conspiracy that extends to the highest ranks of American power. From Shane Black, Lethal Weapon, Iron Man 3. So that's Edge. This show is an hour, and I think if they would have cut it down to a half hour, I thought it would have been more interesting. To me, I'm watching this show, and I'm just waiting for it to end. I don't know why I even finished watching the show because I was so bored with it. It's nothing special. It's like I say,
special. You're right.
It's the same premise you've seen in 100 other westerns. A guy comes back to town from fighting in a war, and he's got the long hair, and he's the bad boy, and he shoots people, and I didn't like this one.
I liked it because of the action. I think because he's trying to avenge his brother's death. Comes back and over a bet that he did, and it's like, okay, he kind of feels bad about that, so he's like, you know what? And then so happily, it's this rich dude who happens to be that's his son. But the way it ended, which I don't want to spoil it, but that's what makes me want to see what happens next because I don't know if you remember how it ended, where he goes and he finds out that he's actually still in town, the guy who shot his brother and killed him. I don't
even know if I even finished that one.
Oh, you didn't finish that one? Well, at the end of that, okay, sorry, spoilers, because, okay. is at the end of that is that he ends up the brother. I mean, he's been there all that time, because that's his father. His father's the sheriff, the mayor, the executioner, and the whatever else. But actually, he's there still. So that's where it ended. Was like, oh shoot, they trap him. So you don't know what's going to happen next.
Right.
So that's kind of like I was like, oh, okay, I want to see what happened. But yes, you're right. That premise. Same, yeah. I've seen it throughout all of it too, with the whole entire. It's kind of like they're doing the what's that guy who did Pulp Fiction? Quentin Tarantino. Did I say it right?
Tarantino.
Tarantino. Yeah. Tarantino. Yeah. So it's like kind of has that kind of feel to it. So I don't know. I kind of. I give it a buy only because I want to see what happens next.
Nah, not me. I was bored with it.
You give it a no, don't buy.
Yeah. The next show I didn't watch, so I have nothing to say about it. Just because on the title alone, again, I hate anything political, and this may not be political. I haven't watched it. I plan that I'm watching it, but it's called Patriot.
Oh, okay.
Let me read the description.
Okay.
And you can tell me what you thought, because again, I can't even talk about this one because I didn't watch it. This show is called Patriot. And again, all these shows we're talking about right now are on Amazon. You have to be an Amazon. I don't know if you have to actually be an Amazon Prime member. I don't know if anyone can watch these.
I'm not sure these
they may be free, but again, they're on Amazon. They're made for Amazon. So the show we're talking about now is called Patriot, and the description reads as follows. Intelligence Officer John Tabner's latest assignment to protect Iran from going nuclear requires him to forego all safety nets and assume a non-official cover. As a mid-level employee in a Midwestern industrial piping firm, about with PTSD, the government's incompetence, and the something of keeping his day job because the barrage of ever-escalating fiascos that jeopardize the mission. What did you think of Patriot, Brandon?
Well,
I didn't
without
see
spoiling it, I liked it.
Really?
I like this one. This one is on my buy list. So I'm gonna wait for you to watch it, and then we can talk about it. But but I like this one. You might want to play that one.
So you like that one? That was good.
Yes,
was it as good as?
I would say as good as.
Is it character driven, or is it just more political and story driven?
It's more character driven because he's got issues. He's got issues. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So imagine. Yeah. It's almost like One Mississippi, but it's almost like that, but it's much more not action. It's much more. It's a little more action to it. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
So
Well,
I'm not gonna spoil
Patriot.
it. Okay, I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but go ahead.
So Brandon likes Patriot.
Yeah,
I haven't watched it. I will watch it. I definitely want to watch it. So we'll continue the conversation on Patriot in another episode. The next episode is called Good Girls Revolt.
Okay, I watch this.
And the description, I can already tell you like the show just because it's about girls. And I don't really like girl shows.
No, I don't like all girl shows, but I did watch it.
Okay, Jane the Virgin.
Okay,
Good Girls Revolt. And the description for Good Girls Revolt reads as follows. In 1969, while a cultural revolution swept through the free world, there was still one place that refused to change with the times: newsrooms. Good Girls Revolt follows a group of young female researchers at News of the Week who ask to be treated fairly. The revolutionary request sparks convulsive changes and upends marriages, careers, sex lives, love lives, and friendships. This show takes place in 1969, and basically, is it a newsroom or a magazine? I thought it was a magazine.
It's a magazine.
It's a magazine, and it's not all girls, but it might as well. I guess it kind of is.
It's not all girls.
Jim Belushi's in it. He plays kind of a plays kind of. Would you say he's like a slimy kind of guy?
Yeah, I would say the slimy, sexist guy. Yeah,
Jim Belushi's in it. The other actors, no one. I mean, who's in this? Is the guy who plays Mo in the Three Stooges movie.
Yeah.
He's in it.
The guy who was in Weeds is in it too. The played the son. He's in there too.
Oh yeah, Hunter Parrish. You're right, that is him.
Yeah.
I did not know that. And then there's another guy I recognize, but I don't remember what he was in. So that doesn't matter. This one I liked. This one was also an hour, and I thought I didn't love it. Now let me be clear. I didn't love this show, but I liked it. I think, although.
Okay, because it's a girl show, right?
No, it had nothing to do with it. I liked it. I just think it was it was a little slow in parts, but I did like the show, and I can see it being picked up, but it would need some work. They would have to work with it because there were a lot of, in my opinion, there were a lot of slow parts of this episode, and it dragged.
Yeah.
In parts.
Yeah, I liked it.
What did you think?
What
did you think?
I liked it. Same thing, though. I was getting ready to say the same thing you said. There were some slow parts, but it was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, other than that, I mean, I liked how it ended. You know, it made me want to go and click episode 2 if there was an episode 2. But I would say bye.
Yeah.
I would get this one, and I would watch it. I would watch it.
I don't know if that's one that if it didn't go into full season, I wouldn't be surprised, and I wouldn't be upset about it either.
No, it was kind of like Red Oaks to me. Like Red Oaks, I liked, but I wanted the season. You know, I wanted them to pick it up, and they did, was shockingly. But
Red Oaks, I watched the whole season, and even still,
Oh, you did?
Know.
What did you think of it?
Red Oaks, it was just you know.
It was an ah.
Yeah, I didn't love it. I didn't hate it, but it was just. We talked about that one already. Red Oaks, I don't hate it, but it's, you know, I can't. Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't know. It's just no big deal. I could care less. The next show, this is the other one that I liked. There's only 2 out of all these that I've seen that I liked, and this was the other one that I liked. It's called Heiston.
Yeah, I love that one. This
is the one. I like this one a lot, actually. This one and One Mississippi. These are the only 2 that could go into full season, as far as I care. Okay, this is called Heiston, and the description on the Amazon website reads as follows. Heiston Liggett is a kind and curious 19-year-old struggling to find his place in a world where he doesn't quite understand. To help him cope, Heiston imagines a constantly changing roster of celebrity friends who provide him with comfort and advice, much to the concern of his bewildered and empathetic extended family. So basically, it's a show where this young kid, he sees things. He sees people that aren't really there. And in this particular episode, the people who he sees are celebrities, but no one else can see them. So you don't know if he's nuts or what's going on. But in this particular episode, the celebrities, they follow him around and they help him through life and they help him cope with his life, how to get through it, with girls and whatever the case may be. But in this particular episode, the celebrities he sees are Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and who's the other guy?
Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal. And they were very funny. They were very funny in this show. I wasn't sure if they would have those 2, you know, celebrities in every episode, or if they would have to have different celebrities for each. I would imagine they probably do different celebrities for each episode. But very good. I think this is a half hour, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, this could have been an hour. It would have been good, but okay, a half hour.
This one stars. Oh man, Curtis Armstrong, who was in Revenge of the Nerds. He played Booger in Revenge of the Nerds. He was absolutely incredible. He was great. Yeah. He deserved an award for this show. Chris Parnell, again, he's the father. He was great. Flea, he plays himself. Shaquille O'Neal
plays himself.
And so anyways, great. I thought this was a great show. I really like this a lot.
Oh, I love this a lot. Yeah, this is I'm with Scott on this. This is the top one of all of them. And this was my first one I watched. Was this one?
Yeah, this is a good one. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, wow, this is interesting. That's it? When he's running. I was like, this is awesome. So
this is definitely one I wanted to continue.
Yeah, I want this one to continue. Yeah, so
this is one of those shows that pisses me off because I have to wait every bit of a year or longer to finish the show.
Yes,
you know?
That's the other part. Is that dang it, I have to, just like Man in High Castle. I had to go back and watch episode 1 and episode 2 again just to now I'm right where it's at. Yeah, just to remember. Yep. But this was awesome. Okay, so this top, I say definitely buy.
Yeah. The next show I didn't watch at all, so you'll have to let me know.
Okay.
I can only imagine I can only imagine this is another one you love because it's a chick show. This show is called Z.
Okay.
The beginning of everything. Oh, maybe not. Brandon doesn't seem very excited. Okay. This show is called Z, The Beginning of Everything. I have not watched this show.
I didn't like this one.
I wasn't. Oh, good. Now I don't have to watch it. The description. The only reason why I didn't watch the show, I was going to watch it just so we could talk about it, because to me it looked like a masterpiece theater type of thing.
Yes.
I typically hate those types of shows, but the description for this one says, Z, The Beginning of Everything, is a bioseries of the life of Zelda Fitzgerald, Southern belle turned flapper, writer and icon of modern feminism. Oh, Jesus, shoot me now. Starting right before Zelda meets unpublished writer F. Scott Fitzgerald in 1918, Z drives into the fascinating life of a woman ahead of her time and the story of the most famous and infamous couple of the roaring 1920s. I can't read. So the description alone is like nails in a chopper. There's no way in God's green earth.
Well, see, the
show.
thing is that maybe...
But this one, but before you continue, stars Christina Ricci. And out of everyone else, that's the only name I can recognize. So, this one is directed. I didn't know that. This one's directed by Tim Blake Nelson, who was the goof in Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Oh.
I did not know that. I like that guy. Anyways, Brandon, give me your 2 cents.
My 2 cents. Okay, maybe because they need to be more episodes for me in order to understand what's going on. But I was kind of lost at the end. It was like, okay, is that it? Then when it got to the end, it's like, okay, so she goes out, parties, and then she comes back, and her dad kind of resents her, and I'm like, okay, is that it? Is there any more that I need to know? But I knew she was a famous writer before I even clicked on it. That's why this was my second one I clicked on. So, but I was like, man, well, maybe I do need more episodes. Maybe it's one of those that you need to see the whole season in order to get it.
Get it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's one of those, I think. And I think because it's just the first episode, it's like, okay, you're lost. You know? So I don't know about that one. That one I'm in the middle of this one.
I haven't watched Z. Brandon has watched it, and he did not like it. And Brandon, let it be known, for anyone who may not be familiar with the show, Brandon pretty much likes anything.
Yes, I pretty much like anything.
For him to say he doesn't like Z, that tells me it's not a show worth watching. But
it's not. Don't base it upon me. Maybe it needs more. Maybe it needs more episodes. I don't know what it was. I just was like, okay, and I went to the next one. But I don't know how I feel about that one.
Okay, so that was Z. The next one is a cartoon called The Numberlies. And I know you didn't watch that one.
I didn't watch The Numberlies.
I thought my
it.
son would like it. Don't, because I thought it was very poorly done. I thought it was very stupid. I just thought, are you kidding me? This made it to Amazon? To me, there's nothing to it. It's not even worth discussing. There's no way, although that being said, now that I said it probably will go into full season. I cannot see this going into full season. That it even made one episode is astonishing to me. So, The Numberlies, thumbs down. I've spent too much time talking about it.
So, wait. What is it about? It's about numbers?
Okay, well, I guess I'll do a brief description of The Numberlies.
Yeah.
This is a cartoon. It's called The Numberlies, and it says, in a concrete and metal city, 5 best friends discover something they've never seen before, a tiny sprout. Though they don't know what it is, they decide to protect this unique little thing, which isn't easy. Through invention, stumbles, and bumbles, they help the sprout become a beautiful tree, making a lasting, joyful change in their world. Oh. And I did not like it. So that was Numberlies. I'm trying to see if I recognize anyone doing the voices, and I do not. So I didn't like it, and I can't see it going any further than this one particular episode. The rest, there's 3 more, unless I'm missing any, and they're all cartoons that I did not watch. Okay, I can read the descriptions, but I don't think anyone listening to this show, I don't think will be interested. If you are interested, the next 3 shows are Danger and Eggs, Eddie of the Realm Eternal, and Yo Toki, Happy Ears. I didn't watch any of those, and I don't think I will. But if you're interested if you're interested in any of those, did I miss any, Brandon? Did I get them all?
No, you got them all. Yeah.
Okay. So out of all those shows, the only two that I really liked, and I would like to see the one full season, are One Mississippi and Heiston. Good Girls, I thought was okay, but I don't really care too much about. And the rest, no.
Yeah, and see, now I have my 3, which would be Heiston, Patriot. Well, actually 4. Heiston, Patriot, Good Girls, and One Mississippi. So I guess One Mississippi should make it since we both like that show.
Heiston too. Well, you know what? I have to watch Patriot. I haven't watched it. You said you liked it, so I gotta watch it.
Yeah. You gotta watch it because it's like dark. He's dark. There's problems with him. That's all I'm gonna say.
The problem with this now is there's so many shows starting right now. It's hard to watch all these different shows, but I kind of like that because it's fun to have something to look forward to watching.
Yeah. So, they do it because everyone's off. So I think because of the holidays, and so
that makes sense.
So everyone's sitting at home.
Unless you have anything else to say about these shows, we can probably move on to the next subject.
Nope, that's it for me. Oh, did you know Ex Machina is now on Prime?
Yes, I did know that. And anyone listening to this show who's not familiar with the movie Ex Machina, if you like gadgets, if you like computers, or if you just like good movies,
science fiction.
It's a good science fiction movie. This is one of the movies that I had seen on my computer or my tablet, and I told Brandon about. And Brandon went to the show to see it.
I went to see the movie.
Anyways, without all the drama behind the explanation, Ex Machina is a very good movie.
Yes,
very good movie. And if you have Amazon, it's available on Amazon Prime, and it's totally worth watching.
It's good. I went and bought the movie. Go ahead.
yeah, there you go. Didn't you buy the soundtrack too?
I got the soundtrack too.
Yeah. So if you like movie scores, which I don't think anyone does other than Brandon, do yourself a favor again. Watch Ex Machina. Good movie. And I would like to take this time, Brandon, if you don't mind, to remind everyone how to support the show. Do you mind, Brandon? Can I do that?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Anyone listening to this show, please do us a favor. Go to our website, www.techpopboom. On our website, there's links to our Facebook page. Please go to our Facebook page and like our page. Just go to Facebook and type up Tech Pop Boom. And actually, you don't have to do that because it's right on. You just go to our website, click on Facebook, it'll take you to our page, and do us a favor and please like it. And you can comment, you can read updates that Brandon and I both, we do our best to,
I do a lot post on Facebook.
Brandon does a lot with the Facebook page. So you can keep up to date with our Facebook page. We also have a link to YouTube. All the episodes are on YouTube. You can subscribe to YouTube. We also have Google Plus if that's your thing. And most importantly, we have a link to iTunes. In the future, eventually when it comes out, we'll have a link to the Google podcast, Google Play Store, because we will be available on Google Play. Yes. However, it hasn't been released yet. But for the time being, there's a link on our website to iTunes.
Yes.
Click on the iTunes link and please hit the subscribe button. And if you like the show, it would be great if you could go to our iTunes page and give us a little feedback. That would be super.
That would be great.
That would be really great. So please, again, the website, www.techpopboom.com. Check out Facebook, Google+, YouTube, iTunes, and thanks for your support. So, Brandon, what is next on the agenda?
Okay, on the tech news, let's see here. I have 3 stories that I thought you guys would be interested, or girls too, would be interested. Windows is 30 years old as of November 20th. So, 30 years old. I like this article only because I remember using Windows 3.11. It was my very first Windows I ever used. So it was in high school, and I was thinking, it was the very first, I owned 3.1, well, I owned it too. I actually bought a computer with it on there. It's before 95. before Windows 95 came out, and I can't remember. And that was almost like 25 years ago. I just can't believe I'm that old. That just shocked me because I was like looking through on Wikipedia, all the versions of Windows and everything, and I'm like, wow, and I remember every single one of them, but I thought it was interesting that it's 30 years old on Windows 3.11. So I posted the article on Tech Pop Boom on the Facebook page, and it has Steve Ballmer's very first commercial. I thought that was interesting. So, I just was just looking at it going, oh wow, I am really getting old.
Yeah, it's been around a long time. I remember when Windows first came out. I remember I was walking around one of the malls, and I saw they had it in stores, like they had the packaging in stores, and I thought, what is this? Why is everyone making such a big deal of this Windows thing? What is Windows? I didn't, for the life of me, I didn't understand any of it. And I remember when computers they first became really popular, I wanted absolutely nothing to do with it. Before the big, all my friends were starting to get them. It started off, I don't want to make a long story long, but I had no interest. But eventually I caught on, and everyone has a computer now, and computers are great. But I vividly remember seeing Windows in the stores and thinking, what in the living hell is this?
What version was it? 95 or?
Was that the first one? 95?
Well, 95 was the one that was that the very, very first one was installed on computers. I don't think I'm just too young, so I don't think they were in the store yet. I don't think you could get Windows 3.1. I think it was only installed on computers. I think 95 was the big one that everybody was going crazy about. And I remember that totally, because I remember because I got it free with my computer, because I bought my computer around right before when Windows 3.1 and 95. So I got a free copy of it because I bought it at a certain point when they announced it. So So I remember putting it on my computer and going, "Wow, this is so cool!" But it was probably 95 you saw.
I think it was 95. Yeah,
I think it was 95 because I remember going. I think I was in middle school when 95 came out. Was I in middle school or was I in high school? No, I was in high school. Yeah, I was in high school when 95 came out, and because I remember. I remember going and saying, "Oh my God, this is great." I mean, it looks like a Mac, because I hated it at that time. Still, I mean, at this time, I still didn't like the Mac. Was because it just, to me, it was, you couldn't, it was so limited, and I just, so I thought Windows 95 was awesome, and now we're at Windows, we're 10? Yeah, how many versions? Like 6, 7 over the 30 years? That's not too many versions compared to like what iOS is at,
Well, technically, no.
Yeah, iOS is at like 10.
Well, it's technically 10. No, Windows is technically 9 rather, because they skipped 9.
Yeah, they skipped 9. So yeah,
it's actually they went through 10.
So let me see. Let me see how many versions of this is. It's okay. So we had. Let me see. We had Windows 3.1. Oh, we had Windows 3. Well, we had Windows 1. Then it skipped 2. Windows 3. So that's 2. Windows NT. Okay, that was 3. Windows 2000 was 4. Windows Vista was 5. Windows XP was 6. Windows 7 was 7. Windows 8 is 8. Windows 9, well, okay, no, 9. So it's 9 versions. Yeah, right. It's because Windows 10 is 9 versions. So they have 9 versions of Windows, and I remember every single one of them. Vista, I took back because I heard it crash your computer and it was sucked. So that was the only.
Yeah, I never had Vista.
Yeah. But 7 people still use. 8 everyone seems to hate, but. Now, I guess we're on 10, which everyone should have, because it goes to my next story about the Windows 10 new upgrade. So hopefully everyone got it.
I still haven't downloaded it yet, so I'll do it eventually.
Yeah. It's the new one, new version. They changed some things on it. I already had it because I have a developer preview. Mm-hmm. But I kind of like the new version because you can change now, instead of the bar being white on the top. is now you can change the color of it. You can change the, where the, X and the, the multi-window and the minimize. You can change it to whatever color you want. Green, yellow, blue, black. Keep it white. Oh, well, they don't have black, but gray. And you can do the bottom. You can change, instead of bar being black, it can be whatever color you want. It matches with the window. The only thing I hate, and I'm going to say this, and in my feedback, I'm the one who's putting this, by the way, if everybody reads the feedback. They need Aeroglass back. The Aero bar needs to come back to Aeroglass again. You know how Windows 7 has where you can see it in the background? You can see the window in the background, and it's like glassy. They need to bring that back and put it in full. It has Aeroglass in the menus, but it doesn't have it in the full window. And I really hope in that next build they put Aeroglass in it, because this would be awesome if they just did it. Windows 10 would be my favorite operating system out of all of them I mentioned earlier. It would be the best one. So please, I hope they're listening, which I highly doubt they are, but if they're listening, please put Aeroglass in the next build of Windows 10, and the full Aeroglass, just like Windows 7. Same thing, just copy with the windows and have it Aeroglass, and so you can see what's in the background and stuff like that.
Brandon has spoken.
Yes, I have spoken, because it's my one pet peeve about Windows 10. That's it. It's the only pet peeve. Now, they fixed all the other pet peeves in the new build, but which I mentioned in like 3 podcasts ago. But in my review of Windows 10, if you want to click on it, but that's just the one thing that bothers me. It's like, man, I liked Windows 7 was because of that Aeroglass type of thing, that look. And then they got rid of it in Windows 8 because it had the flat, and that's why I didn't like Windows 8, because it was so flat and so plain. And they decided to merge the two, but it still looks flat and plain without the Aeroglass to me. I don't know. That's just my opinion. My next story is Chrome OS on a stick. And
this is cool. I like this. This sounds awesome.
Yes. I am thinking about getting this. And it is an HDMI drive, which you can plug right in the back of your monitor, and you can get
not just your monitor, but you can plug this into your TV or your monitor.
Yeah, that's right. They have HDMI, your TV, everything. You could anything, and basically it has a keyboard, and you could buy a keyboard and a mouse, Bluetooth, and it will work just like a regular computer.
So essentially, you plug this HDMI drive into just a regular old monitor, as long as it has an HDMI port, or you can plug it into a television set. Anything that has an HDMI port to plug it into, you plug it into there, and you have an instant computer. How cool is that? Now, explain to me exactly. Is it just it's Chrome? What can you do with it? What can't you do with it?
Chrome. I have a Chrome OS laptop, and now you can surf the internet. You can do anything you can do in that Chrome browser on Windows, you can do in the Chrome OS.
So is it just a browser only? Is that all it is?
You could do it's like a browser. It's like a cloud. It's kind of like a internet-based computer. You can surf the internet. It's the Google's trying to get away from doing that and putting apps on there like Windows. But yeah, it's basically used for the internet. That's what I use I love it for that, because you got to think about it. When you use your computer, what do you use your computer mostly for?
Well, I know some people use it for porn, but I don't do that.
Well, yeah, but you can do porn on there. I'm saying you can. It works on Chrome OS because it's on the internet. So I almost am thinking about getting this for my monitor, because my monitor does have HDMI. So,
well, the last thing you need is another. You have so many computers.
Yeah,
in that
I do
house.
Have so many computers. I do.
It would be cool, but I mean, for $85, you could probably put that towards some other kind of gadget.
Yeah, I could.
Don't let me stop you.
No,
I mean, that's what you want.
No, that's not gonna stop me, because it is currently. Well, it is now. They do have a Windows one that they're thinking about coming out, and that's $115. They had 8.1 on it. And they're thinking about $145 version of Windows 10. Lenovo has a stick one, but I don't know how well that's going to work.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't. I mean, Chrome OS. I know it works wonder under like less power. This, I think you would have to have more power than that to run Windows 10, especially if you want to run like a intensive app.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that's going to work on the Windows one, but I thought that was cool to mention. My last one is relationships on Facebook. So now you don't have to delete your exes. You can actually ignore them.
What are you talking about?
Well, it has a new relationship status. You know how you have your single, married. Well, now they're saying
it's complicated.
It's complicated. Yeah. So now what it'll do is it'll have in a relationship, and then hell to have no fury, which they can't, to single. And it also, what it'll do is it'll ask you if you want to see less of that person on your Facebook page. So they won't come up on your feed just in case either their hot ex is or whatever.
Why wouldn't you just delete that person? What's the deal about?
Well, when
you don't want to see him as much.
See, you know what? That's what I was thinking. Why wouldn't you just delete the person if you're going to have less? Maybe you don't want to. Maybe I don't know. Maybe you don't want to delete the person.
If you're going to keep them, the only reason why you would keep them is just to be nosy to see what they're up to.
Yeah, I know. That's true. That's true.
That seems pretty stupid. Seems like a pretty stupid thing.
Yeah, and I was thinking about it. I was like, well, yeah, that's exactly why I was doing this article. Is why wouldn't you just delete them?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you keep them on their Facebook? I don't get that.
Yep.
But I have that on there because it was the big hype, and it's actually, if you look over on the side on your Facebook page, it actually is in the feed of what everyone's talking about. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. Oh, did you see on Tech Pop Boom, by the way, about the two roommates who got in a fight about the Android? No. And yeah, it's on Tech Pop Boom. I posted it, and they stabbed each other.
Oh, I did read the article.
I thought about us.
Yeah.
I thought about us. I was like, oh, heated debate. I can see that debate too. No, Windows. No, hell no. Android. My phone's better than yours. Oh, yeah, you want to fight about it? Yeah. Well, I stabbed each other. I thought this would have fight I would have been in. Minus really funny. Minus the stabbing part, though. But yes, they stabbed each other, and the cops had to be called, of course, but they were drunk. So, I guess alcohol was involved in it. But I posted on Tech Pop Boom just to let you know that there are people like me and there are people like Scott out there that hate Apple and Android.
I'm definitely not that passionate about
you're not
iOS.
You're not.
No.
I'm not that passionate about Android either, so I would never get in the stabbing match over that. So I thought that was interesting. Yep. So that is it, really. I guess I was going to ask you about your Chromecast. Did you ever use it?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah. My Chromecast. I don't know where to start with that thing. I have to say, right now, for anyone who doesn't know, I have a Roku streaming stick, and I also have the Chromecast that Brandon gave me. And I have them both hooked up to the same television set in my basement. My Roku, I really like a lot. The one thing I don't like about it, my son watches a lot of YouTube videos. So on Roku, you have to be on the same Wi-Fi, and they have that little box where if you click the box on your tablet, it's supposed to bounce to the TV set.
Right.
On Roku, it doesn't work very well. Half the time that little box doesn't show up, or it just doesn't work. It's not reliable. On Roku, if you want to flash something from your tablet to your television set, it's very quirky. And that's one thing I do not like about Roku. However, it always works 100% of the time on Google Chrome.
Yes.
It works great. So a lot of times I'll just use Google for that specifically. The one thing I don't understand with the Chromecast is I thought you're supposed to be able to stream or be able to surf the internet. I thought there's a way to flash Chrome from your tablet to your TV set, and I cannot do that. I don't know how to do that. There's no way, because I want to be able to surf on the television set, and I cannot do that, and it's very frustrating.
See,
I don't want to have to read a book to figure out how to do this. And there's other apps I've downloaded that somehow you're supposed to be able to, like, there's a lot of links that I go to watch movies, that they just stream movies. And there's these apps that are supposed to be able to do just exactly what I just said. You're supposed to be able to go to these websites, and they're supposed to bounce from your tablet to your TV set. But I have like 2 or 3 apps, and I cannot figure out how to use them. And it's extremely frustrating, because all I want to do is be able to surf on my TV set, and I cannot figure it out. But so far at this point, I have to say, it really made me appreciate my Roku that much more. I like the Chromecast, but I'm still learning it. I'm frustrated with it because it's not doing what I want it to do. I know there's a way of doing it. I just haven't figured out how to do it yet. I haven't had much time to sit down and play with it. But the one thing I have to say, one of the reasons why I like my Roku is because I have options. I have my remote control, and I turn it on, and I can just go. I have their apps, and I can go to whatever channels I want to watch. With the Chromecast, I don't have that. I have to basically say, what do I want to do? You have to have a tablet or a cell phone, and you have to figure out, well, what do I want to do? Where do I want to go? With Roku, it's right in front of my face. You can just kind of go up and down and click on whatever you want. It's right there saying, okay, well, here's a list of things to do. Click on what you want to watch. Chromecast, you don't do that. You don't have that. You have to have all the apps on your phone. And if you're like me and you're a 16-gig phone, I can't download a million apps.
No.
Now, obviously, I have an iPad that I can do that with, but I'm just using that as an explanation. So I do like the Chromecast. For what I use it for, it works very well. But I'm still learning with it. And as time progresses, once I figure everything out, we'll go back to it, and I'll discuss it further.
Okay.
But I do like it. I'm frustrated with it.
I think because you can't stream the web pages is because on iOS they don't let you. On Android you can. You can do that totally what you want to do on an Android device. It's actually built in to Lollipop.
Yeah.
So you can. There's a button automatically when I go and I look at my phone, which my phone's right here. I can say I can go to the Chromecast app, go over and hit view on screen, or I forgot what it's called, but. And it's there. My whole phone is literally on my computer, not my computer, but my TV, and I could do what you're asking. I think that's an Apple thing. I think because they would have to give Google the code to do it, and I don't think Apple will do that, especially if they got an Apple TV.
No, they wouldn't do that. I wouldn't think.
I don't know if you can do it in your Chrome browser. See, because Chrome, that's a Google thing. So you would think it would be able to let you cast your Chrome browser, just like my Windows browser. My Windows, you can do that. You can do that to Windows. I don't know if you know that, but if you have like a computer and you want to stream something from your computer to your Chrome, there is a extension for the Chrome for Chrome. Chromecast, and you just can click on it, and whatever's on your TV, whatever's on your computer will be in the browser, will be on your TV in Windows. Okay. So there is. So I don't know if you want to use Windows for that, but that definitely works because I do it from my Windows 10 when I want to do CNN or anything like that. I watch literally. I have it on my computer. I click on that. I go over, and CNN in full screen is on full screen on my TV. So I don't know. Maybe that's a suggestion. I think that's an ISO. I think that's an Apple.
It was. And I think it is too. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure it out. I haven't yet, but that's why I'm frustrated because I can't figure it out.
Okay.
It's not doing what I want it to do, and I know that it can do it because I have friends that have iOS and have the same tablet I have, and they're able to get it to work.
Okay.
But therein lies the problem.
Yeah.
So that is my Chromecast dilemma.
Okay. It's because I wanted to see what for somebody who has iOS. Sorry, I can never say that right. Their experience on Chromecast, because on Android it's awesome. You know, everything. I just it was like the best thing I ever bought. Next to my Chromebook was that. So I just curious on what you thought of it. Okay, so later on, I should give you an Android tablet. What I should do is I should give you my Android tablet. I'll let you go home with it.
If you want to give me an Android tablet, I wouldn't say no.
Well, I mean, just to borrow it.
Oh.
Because I want it back. But just to show you what the difference is.
I thought about just getting a really cheap Android tablet, because they sell them for, I've seen them as low as $40, but I'm a firm believer in getting what you pay for, and I thought $40, that's not going to do jack shit.
Yeah, it's not going to do. Yeah, it's going to do nothing. It's actually going to be worse because it'll stutter, and they always put not so much memory in those that they suck.
Yeah.
But something to give you, so I can show you what the power of Chromecast is if you're not on iOS. Yeah. So because it's built into Lollipop. I mean, you literally can lower the top bar and click, and whatever's on your screen is on your TV instantly. Mm-hmm. So, I'm just curious about that. Oh, did you see my 16 gig? How to live with your 16 gig phone?
Yes. And it's funny. All the suggestions. Brandon posted an article on anyone who has a 16 gig phone, how to live with it, because 16 gigs is a lot of space, and it's burdensome. It's a pain in the butt to only have 16 gigs. But on this particular article, he posted it on Facebook, on our Facebook page, so you can go there to read it. A list of certain things to do, and it's funny. I do every single one of the things they say. Even before I read it, I just kind of briefly read through the topics and I do everything they suggested, and the reason it works so well for me is because I have an iPod Touch that I also use. I use my iPod Touch for music, for streaming, all the stuff that takes up a lot of memory, So it suggested, don't keep pictures on your phone. I try to take them off as quick as I can. I don't download music on there. And anyway, it listed a whole diatribe of things, and I pretty much do everything they suggested. So that was a good article. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I thought of you when I read that. So that's that's really it for me. Do you have any music news?
Well, I'm sure I do if I can think about it. But before we go, there's just a stupid story I thought I would tell. Maybe it doesn't shine me in the best light, but I thought it was not fun, but anyway, a story that I would like to tell. The other day, my son and I don't know why I'm telling this stupid story, but my son and I went to Burger King for lunch. And in this particular Burger King, my son is young. They had one of those play places. So we went inside, we had lunch, we played and had fun. And on the way out, we go to get in the car, and there is a car parked directly next to me. But it was parked so close, it was like something out of a movie. Now, I don't know if anyone... I'm a big guy, so I require space to get into my car. I have a young kid, I have to help get into the car and buckle him up and that kind of thing. But this car was parked so close to me, and I was parked in between the yellow lines. I wasn't parked over too far to the left or too far to the right. I was parked directly in the middle of the yellow lines. This person, I got in the parking lot, and this person had parked so close to my car, I couldn't barely open up my driver's side door. So I reacted like anyone in that situation would react, which is to say, I'm like, what the hell? Who's the idiot? And I'm like talking out loud, and my little kid's next to me, so I have to kind of watch what I say, but I'm frustrated, I'm pissed off. I'm like, who the hell parks that close? Who is that idiot? Not realizing that the idiot was still in the car, heard every single word that I said.
Oh, no!
Yeah. So now, as I'm yelling, and I may have threw in a couple of blue words, she's in her car, and she hears everything, and she's like yelling. She wasn't even yelling back. She just said, well, I'm not an idiot, and I didn't realize you had a child and this and that, whatever. So now I'm like embarrassed, like, oh God, she's in her car. So she did back up her car, and she scooted over, and she said, well, is this enough room? But by this time, I'm embarrassed, and I'm not really having a conversation with someone I just, pretty much told off verbally. So I just kind of threw my kid in the car. I said, thanks. And I took, I took off.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm choking. Yeah.
Yeah, but I hate when people do that with the lines. I try to do...
Me too.
I hate that because you go right over the lines and then you're like, I've had to do that. Where I've had my groceries and, the one person's parked on one side of me and I'm like, great. So I have to go on the other side to put my groceries in.
Yeah. There's some parking lots have like double yellow lines, which gives you extra space.
Yeah, which I like
this particular one, yeah, I do too. There's a mall. Partridge Creek, if you ever go to Partridge Creek, they have double lines. That's perfect because it gives you extra room. But this one didn't. It's just a Burger King had one solid yellow line, and I just couldn't believe. Anyways, without getting into the whole story, and that I thought that was funny. So.
I know it is funny. I can
Music
see you
is,
doing that.
yeah. I was pissed. I couldn't get in my car. I was too fat to open the damn door.
But I don't blame you though for getting mad though. And on the other hand of this,
I'm kind of telling myself, there's nothing to be ashamed about because I reacted, I think, like the way anyone else would have reacted. Yeah. If someone parks that close to your car, and this is only because I'm fat, and even a thin person would have a hard time opening the door and getting your kid in the back door.
Yeah.
People are just stupid and inconsiderate.
They're inconsiderate, yeah.
This comes from the person who basically told off a nice young lady. But
yeah.
Anyway, music. I listen to so many podcasts. It unfortunately gets in the way of my music listening. So I have to make time. I have to tell myself, listen, you need to listen to some music. I love music. I'm passionate about it. But I listen to so many podcasts, and I typically listen to them while I'm at work. And I really don't listen to so much music at home because when I'm at home, I'm usually with my son and my family. But I'm trying to think the new stuff I can even. Oh my God! Talk about something, Brandon, and I'll see if I can.
So this will be our next one will be our last podcast for the year. We're going to take a little break, and what we're going to do is we are going to... Are you whistling? No.
No.
Oh, okay. Wait.
That was my Spotify app. Sorry.
Oh, Spotify. Oh, okay. Anyway.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. I was like, are you whistling? Okay. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to end up doing like a kind of a break while we put our new season 2. That's what I'm going to call season 2, our next one.
So the next episode we do will be the last episode until probably January.
Until January, sometime in January. So,
yeah.
But I will be working on probably our website. I will make it better because I'm totally going to redo it.
Cool.
The Facebook thing will probably be the same. I'll probably say this in the next podcast anyway. So. But the next podcast, I'm not going to do any news because I don't want it to be really dated. So if I do news, it's going to be something that is not, really current, and where you can go back and say, oh, wait, that was February. No, because it's just for the people, because I know Google Play people there'll probably be an app then, and they'll probably listen to our show, and I don't want them to go, oh, wait, they're not doing any more shows.
Right.
So, I want them something to listen to while while we're off. So, while I won't be off. But you could still look at Tech Pop Boom on our Facebook page because I will still post things, that we would, and I might make comments on it. That's what I might, just because it's a long break. So I might make I might say what I would have said if we were having a podcast.
Let's save a lot of that for the next episode. I don't want to confuse people. We'll have one more episode, which will be in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
and then we'll discuss it more. But as far as music, I wanted to. I thought it was funny. I was listening to one of the podcasts I listened to, and they did a review of Bryan Adams. Apparently he released a new album recently, and I thought, why the hell would this guy? It's a rock and roll geek show, and this guy typically does a lot of just hard rock stuff. Why would he be talking about Bryan Adams? This is the guy who did the Summer of '69, and he was kind of like '80s kind of silly cheeseball rock. But anyway, he did a review of the album, and I was surprised. I didn't expect it to sound the way that it sounded. It was produced by Jeff Lynne, who was in ELO, and he also produced a lot of I think he produced the Beatles track, "Freeze a Bird." And anything Jeff Lynne produces has a certain sound. It sounds like the Traveling Wilburys, the new Bryan Adams. If you didn't know any better, you would swear you were listening to the Traveling Wilburys, which is why I absolutely love it, because I'm a huge Traveling Wilburys fan. So, I put a post on Facebook the other day saying something I never thought I'd hear myself say. The new Bryan Adams album is pretty good. So. If you like music, if you want to try something new, if you have one of those Spotify streaming music apps, check out the new Bryan Adams album. It's called Get Up, and it's surprisingly very good. I never thought I would say that a Bryan Adams album, but it is. I like it. Bryan Adams, get up. Thumbs up for me.
Well, that's really it, other than, do you have anything else, Scott?
That's all I have for this particular episode. I want to thank everyone for taking the time to listen. Please go to our website, www.techpopboom.com. Thank you for your support, and we'll see you in a few weeks.
Okay. Peace, everyone.
Bye.